Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're looking at two different knives here. I just got this one in the mail with a letter, and then it prompted me to go grab this one out of my collection. This happens to be a Benchmade 9052 SBK. This is the AFO 2. All right, so let me go ahead and read the note, and then I'll explain a little further. So I cut the top of the note off just because I had the person's personal information. This is a letter from Floyd. It says, as you probably know, I have sent you what we both believe to be a fake clone of the vintage Benchmade 9000 AFO. I originally found the knife in the pocket of an old raggedy jacket on a beach in San Juan Islands near where I live, and so I have affectionately named the knife the Benchmade. I like that. That's fitting, I guess. I hope it's a good addition to your collection, and who knows, maybe it could be some really old, banged up, real Benchmade. I doubt it, but who knows. I love your vids and have been watching them for a little while now, and slowly have gotten more and more into looking at the knife/EDC scene, thanks to you and some other YouTubers. I'm only a college student with not a lot of money, so I really shouldn't be buying expensive knives, but I got the bug, resulting in me becoming the proud owner of a Benchmade 940-1702, amazing knife, and a Spyderco Paramilitary 2 in S110V, also an amazing knife. You have very good taste. And it is hard. I know I talk to a lot of college kids that say the same thing. I'm on a strict budget. I really want this knife, and some get them, some don't. Just how it ends up. And hope to soon buy a Spyderco Shaman to add to my collection. You seem like a great, kind, and genuine guy that people can relate with, and that is why I think I like your videos, or I think your videos are so great. I hope to be able to watch your videos for many more years, and I hope you are doing well and that you go far in life with your career on YouTube. Best wishes and happy collecting, from Floyd. So when he sent me pictures of this knife and asked if it was real, I said that I didn't think it was real for a couple reasons. Number one, there was no pocket clip on this knife at all. All the AFOs that I've seen had pocket clips. The biggest determination was that it was sterile. There was no Benchmade logos or anything. And I know even early on, even before Benchmade, when they were Pacific Cutlery Co. or Corp., they always had the Balisongs logo. They always had the butterfly, right? So I'm just thinking like, yeah, it's got to be a copy. And I didn't really think too much into it after that, because I gave him all the information that I have known up to that point. So I said, okay, cool, no problem. And I didn't hear from him for, a week or two, whatever. And then this showed up in the mail. And of course, I just read the letter to you and everything. So at that point, I'm like, oh, it's cool. I'll keep this in the collection. It's a good reference for a fake, whatever. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Generally speaking, when people have sent me copies and stuff like that, or people send me pictures of copies, and I give them the information that I know, I leave it at that, and that's it. For some random reason, I guess it was meant to be, I went online and I tried to find a picture of a copy of this knife because I just wanted to confirm it again, and at this point my mind's already made up that this is a copy. There's no way that this is real, because Benchmade wouldn't have left it sterile like this, right? So I'm doing some research and I can't find anything. I'm really looking around, and I just can't find copies of this knife. And so then I just do a generic search for the Benchmade 9000 AFO, which, by the way, if you don't know AFO, it stands for Armed Forces Only. That was originally the purpose. It was an automatic knife that was made for the military. It's been used in, I think, pretty much every branch of the military over the years. So there you go, just a little tidbit if you didn't know what AFO meant. So I'm looking, and I come across a post. I want to say it was maybe a Blade Forums post, and it was a picture of one of these that looked just like this. It was sterile, completely sterile. And not only that, but it had no pocket clip. And not only that, but it had no safety. All right, if you didn't notice, this has no safety, which again was like a kind of a tip-off that this is a fake. And so I'm reading the post, and it was talking about how, so this was someone selling this, and they said, oh, well, the person I got it from said that this was a special military-issued AFO, and that they did a sterile blade, and the reason they did a sterile blade is there was some special ops thing, and if like the soldiers got caught, they didn't want to have any reference as to where they're from. So they didn't want to know that they were American. So some like specialty operation that was like so specific that no one's supposed to know about it and blah, blah, blah. So like if you're a soldier and you get caught and they look at your knife and they say, okay, well, it's Benchmade, you're an American. You know, that was the idea, that they wanted no reference as to where this knife was made. And I thought, that's kind of weird. And then I did more research on it and started typing things in like AFO, you know, military issue and things like that. And then I found another person was talking about an AFO that was like this. And then I found a third one. So then I'm starting to really think that I was wrong. And I think I was wrong. I think that this is the rare version of the AFO that was issued to the military. Now, again, at this point, now I'm like really questioning myself. I'm like, oh man, I really thought this was a copy, and you know, and I just don't know for sure. So after more research, I found that this in fact was a real deal. Benchmade originally made these knives for Olmar to sell, and the Olmar versions are probably even more rare because it only lasted a little while. So Olmar basically went to Benchmade, said, hey, we got this military thing going on and we want you to make this knife. Okay, Benchmade made the knives. The Olmar ones have ATS on the front, okay, and on the, or excuse me, ATS 34 was written on the back. That was the blade steel they originally used in these, and then on the front was USA, and then some of them had numbered on there, okay. And this is not for the special operations groups. This was just Olmar selling it to military contracts. And then very soon after they started doing this, Benchmade decided that they wanted to do it, from what I understand. So then Benchmade pulled the contract, I guess, with Olmar and just started making them with the Benchmade logo. And then at some point, that's when some special ops groups or whatever, some government entity said, okay, well, we want that, but we want it sterile. We want no pocket clip because it was going to be carried in a pouch, and we do not want a safety. And the idea behind having no safety on there is, you know, in the heat of the moment, they don't want to have the safety on and go to push the button, nothing happens, okay? Like in a defensive situation or something, you pull your pouch, you grab your knife. They wanted it so that you hit that button, it was coming out. And again, that's why there was no pocket clip, because it wasn't meant to be carried clipped to a pocket. It was just in the pouch, on some kind of chest rig or who knows what, maybe in the pants. I don't really know the specifics to that, but it makes sense as to why there's no clip and no safety. So, I mean, because this is a quality knife, and it feels very, very, very similar to the AFO that I used to have, as well as the AFO 2 that I just showed you earlier in the video. So at this point now, I'm completely convinced that that's what this is. This is a rare Benchmade 9000 AFO that was for a military contract that was produced that was sterile. So there's no markings on it. No markings, no pocket clip, no safety. So at the end of the day, I was wrong about this one, and it just turns out it's something really rare that I didn't know about before, and that's super, super cool. Now here's the thing. Originally, the person sent me a message, and they said, hey, is this real? And I said, in my opinion, no, I don't think it's real. And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. And they decided, hey, I'm going to send it to you, you know, because I don't need it. And it's really, really funny too that in the actual letter they say, who knows, maybe it is an old Benchmade, kind of joking, and that's what it turned out to be. How about that, right? But because they sent this to me thinking that it was a fake clone, not realizing or not knowing, as well as myself, that this was actually just a rare Benchmade, I'm going to go ahead and say that the person knows who they are. If they want to shoot me a message and they want it back, that's cool. I'll get it back to you. Just because it has a neat little story, and because you sent it thinking it was one thing under my recommendation or my thought, and it turned out to be something else. So just a heads up on these, the biggest indicator that's convincing me now that this is legit, one of the Benchmades that was made for those special operations groups, is the no safety, and there's no tapping for a pocket clip. It's not like the pocket clip was lost or anything. You can't put a pocket clip on here. It was never drilled or tapped. All right, and the clones wouldn't be like that. The clones would definitely have the safety and the clip on there. All right, so just something to look out for. You know, if you happen to come across one of these, that's what it is. At least that's what I believe now. So yeah, I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm not always right, and this is one of those cases where, you know, it turns out I wasn't. But it was kind of, I don't know, it was really meant to be, because I got the knife. I thought it was a clone when I saw it. When I got it in hand, I still thought it was a clone. I thought, wow, this is really good quality. This feels like a Benchmade. It looks like a Benchmade, but it can't be a Benchmade because there's no logo on there. And it turns out that I was wrong. There's, I mean, I know a lot about knives. I know more than your average bear. But I don't know it all, and I'm constantly learning. So this was one lesson that I just learned. I'll tell you the last time I was wrong about a knife that I can remember, and it was when someone sent me a PM2. There was no note in the box. It was just a Spyderco Paramilitary 2, just a basic model, black G10 scales, S30V blade. And I want to say I did a video on it, and someone pointed out that, hey, that doesn't look right. Maybe it's a fake. And I looked into it further, and guess what? It turned out to be a fake. It was a counterfeit that was so good that it fooled me. I didn't really give much thought about it. I got it in the mail. I didn't assume it was fake. I just thought, oh, wow, that's a really, really nice gift. And I was talking about it a little bit, and I think it turned out to be like the wrong screw heads or something. Some little detail that someone noticed, and it might have been multiple people that commented, and they were just on it. And they're like, oh, Jeff, man, you got to look into that. I don't know about those screws or whatever. And I did, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm wrong. And it was a counterfeit. So, I'm not perfect, and like I said, I'm always learning. There's so much to learn about knives, and no matter how much you know, you still have room to learn. There's still a lot more to know. There are literally like millions of knives on this planet, okay? So you couldn't possibly know everything about everything. But the more you know, the better. And that's why I want to make this video, not only for the person who sent it, so they know now, and of course you can contact me if you want to have a little discussion about it, but also for you guys out there. So if you see these, you don't automatically, like me, assume that it's fake, all right? There's rarities where things like this exist, okay? And I didn't know about it until now. But now that I do, I'll never forget it. So anyway, that's all for now. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you again so much for your time watching my video. I always appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow with a brand new video. Take it easy. Hey, I'm back. You know what's funny? I just was talking and talking and talking. I totally forgot that I printed out this paper here. Because people are like, oh, that's so cool. I'm going to go look for them. Well, there's one on Newgram Knives for 300 bucks. But this is something I printed out because I wanted to read this to you. All right, on the bottom here it says, differs from the current 9050 AFO. In this version has no pocket clip or safety lock. The story I have on these sterile versions is that they were intended for covert special ops missions where the nationality of the operators would be best left unknown. So that's what I was talking about before. It makes sense why they wanted them sterile. So there you go. There happens, literally just one, 300 bucks. It's in, looks like brand new condition. From Newgram Knives, which has always been a trusted online dealer. But yeah, just wanted to throw that in there because I spent the time and ink to print that. So now you know. So anyway, that's it. Hopefully you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take it easy.